Alright guys, on this episode of Oli Oli Paints, it doesn't all go to plan, but we won in the end. So hang out with me for a little bit. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Today I've got just a pair of bumpers and an access cover for this rear bumper for Suburban. Limited Edition Red is the color name. We're just going to go ahead and paint these. Like I said, pair of bumper covers, nothing too crazy. I did prep these with 600 grit really quickly, and then red Scotch-Brite just on all my edges. Cleaned them with a waterborne cleaner that has like a touch of acetone in it. It's a UWC1, and just took a blowgun, microfiber towel, cleaned them. So these are all clean and ready to be tacked and painted. So what I'm gonna do right now is go check a spray out card. I'll bring you guys with me. Check a spray out card, see if my go-to card matches this vehicle, and then we'll get to mix and sealer and get these things shot. All right, my spray out cabinet's kind of in the corner here, but go to Chevy, grab all my red cards. I gotta find my limited edition one. I think it might actually be by the computer, but I don't know about you guys, but I always tend to freaking leave stuff. Yeah, it's definitely by the computer. I always get so caught up doing what I'm doing that I forget where stuff is, you know what I mean? You can see I have a pile of spray out cards. Matter of fact, while I'm here, I'm gonna go ahead and just go put these away. But my limited edition one is right there. Standard 2-coat, no 3-stage, GS908. That's my go-to for that color. We'll take, this is my dent fix light. This honestly has been my favorite color light. Go over here, check it. This is the offending car. Pretty sure this is gonna, oh yeah. Yep. Yep. I like to check all 4 corners, especially when I got 2 bumpers. Just, you know, smart. Let's wipe this off. Yeah, we'll be good. So that's my go-to right there. If you're in Sherwin, the standard 2-coat, I think the number is 101929961. Type that in. Anytime you got this limited edition red, that's always my go-to. You got to use 908 though, that dark gray. The dark gray is clutch. So we will take this, put it back in my cabinet, right there. And I'm gonna go mix some sealer and we'll get in the booth. All right, so I've got sealer mixed up here, but what we need to do, set that there. What we need to do is get these all tack ragged off. I'm going to use my Ion Star, obviously, because we got a bunch of plastic in here. I've had people ask me in the past what my favorite tack rags are, and these are from Fast Line, so they're relatively inexpensive, but they're just these blue cloth ones. They don't leave any lint behind. I mean, I get the cleanest stuff, cleanest work out of these. Oh, come on. There we go. Oh, a little more. There we go. You got to hold it at just the right PSI. Once that green laser's on, you know you're removing static. Right. Go. Okay, let's get this last bumper cover. Alrighty then, we're ready for some sealer. Notice how I took my time. I just make sure every little nook and cranny is blown out, tack ragged. I make sure to use this when I need to. Just leads to cleaner work. I mean, I'm fine if I get 1 or 2 dust nibs, but I don't want like a whole bunch of trash, and that static gun absolutely makes a difference. Oh my God. I also, before I walked into this booth, took an air hose and blew myself off. Blew my respirator, my little VersaFlow off. I mean, just get every bit of dust that you possibly can before you come in here off of you. So now we'll just go ahead and spray some sealer. This Kiwami 4, if you guys have never got one of these, anything really Iwata, LPH 400s work good, Bellarias work good, the W400s. I just like Iwata for sealer because I want my sealer to just lay as flat as possible, smooth as possible. And I've used a lot of different guns for sealer, but this is just my sealer gun, man. Kiwami 4 1.3 works fantastic. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's tip this up. Tip down a little bit. That side first. Good. I do see, I think this is in the plastic, but there's just some, I'm gonna probably have to just sand that real quick. I don't know if you guys can even see that on the GoPro, but it just looks like fuzzies in the plastic. But that's all like the kind of stuff that you gotta watch out for, you know what I mean? You don't want to spray color over that. So we won't, we'll make sure it looks good. I'm gonna tip this one too. Like so. I like to run around all my edges before I do anything else. This one I have a feeling I'm gonna have to sand a little bit because this cover just had a lot of scratches on it. So I had to go through a 600 grit. Sometimes that roughs up these plastic covers, even these pre-primed ones. Roughs it up a little too much. Right here. Kind of go around and make sure I've got enough sealer to, oh yeah, I see a spot. See that right there? Sealer flowed over that, so we're good. A little bit right here. Sometimes, oh yeah, you guys see that? A little bit of extra sealer, get it to flow over it. Okay. I will go back through this and touch up sand a little bit if I need to. Pretty much guessed exactly. But these bumpers, both of these had a bunch of scuffs and all kinds of stuff on them, so I had to go through a 600 grit on a DA to smooth it all out. Sometimes that leaves a little bit of fuzzy stuff behind, like right here. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's just fuzzies in the plastic. It's not dirt, it's just from plastic. Yeah, like right here. That's all right. All of that kind of stuff. All I need to do once this is dry to the touch, which I'll run the flash cycle, but all I need to do is take a little bit of 800 grit and just lightly sand it off, smooth it out, and we'll strap you guys on my head again, and we'll walk back through the stuff once the sealer is dry. Yeah, I see a little bit right here still. It's not the end of the world. It sucks, but it'll be all right. But basically the way I like to fix that is I'll take 800 grit, kind of smooth it out, and then before I spray my base coat color, I'll grab this gun with just clear base coat in it. I got it, which I'll take that in the mix room and mix some more. But I'll take clear base coat and I'll spray a layer of clear base over any area that I basically sand out. Because this will fill that 800 scratch no problem. And then it'll also give it like the same sheen as the rest of the gray around it. So you don't have to worry about color difference. And none of my pearls or metallics will lay in the 800 grit, if you understand what I'm saying. Rather than sanding this and resealing the whole part, this is just the easier way, and I've never had any problems doing it this way. So let me hit the flash cycle, guys. We'll grab some 800 grit and we'll kind of just touch up what we need to touch up. And yeah, then we'll get some base coat blender sprayed on them. This thing looks perfect. But then we'll get some blender sprayed on all the spots. Then we'll spray our color. All right, so the flash cycle's still going, but I think, yeah, we're dry enough. So this is what I'm gonna use to just take care of this. This is Kovacs K800. If you guys follow Brian, you know all about this. But it's just got this like soft interface pad that makes it easy to use by hand. Now you see that? That's what I'm talking about. That's just DA marks. Kind of inevitable. You have to sand on plastic. They just happen. Thankfully, I don't have a ton to do. The other nice part about this paper, and I will go outside and blow myself off again before I come back in here, but you just wipe it off. Yeah, just wipe it off on your leg. And I'm not pushing like at all. Literally just like the weight of my hand is all I'm using. So it's good. Let's see if I got any more on this one. I think it was really just the one spot. Yeah, okay, so moving on. You see how easy that was. This one's got a little bit more crap on it. yeah, we've got a little bit more to do, but it's not horrible. Nice thing is P30 sealer actually sands pretty nice. It is still like a little sticky, but it's not terrible at all. Okay. So we got this. There's a little bit right there. And there's a lot of guys out there that would just let that slide and go, but I got time, man. Man, I got some all on this edge too. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn the flash cycle off and just go through this whole bumper. This one's gonna have a lot more than that other one because it, for whatever reason, I don't know if you noticed at the beginning, but this one was like the traditional gray primer. This one was black, and yeah. And I've got a nice little sag right there. Beautiful. I'm gonna let this continue to flash. We're gonna take care of this one. This is just what happens when you're trying to fill stuff. So I'll let this continue to dry, guys, and I'm gonna come in here and probably just use my jitterbug sander and get all of this nice and smoothed out. I just want to make sure that it's dry before I do that. All right, I've let that dry for a good long while. I was working on something else. I'm gonna use this jitterbug, okay? So this is a BA sander. You can get jitterbugs all over the place, but this is made by Kovacs. It's got this little soft interface pad on it, right? You can see I've used and abused it. This is just that Kovacs 800. We're gonna use this to clean that bumper up because it's got a lot of fuzzies and I'm not a fan. So this thing, all it does, it oscillates, right? So it just oscillates. Perfect. So we'll just run this over the spots that we know have those fuzzies. I'm gonna re-clean this. I'll probably take this bumper out of the booth, blow it off, clean it again. But this is the easiest way to do a lot of area quickly. And it's mellow enough that when I spray that base coat blender over this, I'm not gonna have to reseal. Again, I'm gonna have to take it out there and do a little wet sanding right here to remove that, but it's all right. You guys are seeing when things go kind of awry, but it's not the end of the world. You ain't gotta panic. Just let stuff dry. Go do other things, okay? Because this is gonna turn out okay in the end. And again, put it on your leg, nice and clean. See, there was some here that I want to remove. And notice this doesn't make a ton of sanding dust. I'm just, you know, lightly sanding the surface. Perfect. Gosh, I got another one right there. I must have just ran the hell out of both of those sides. Dang it. Well, it's trying to bury some stuff. I should have let it dry a little longer. I got excited. I seen some fuzzies and just wanted to be done. Oh yeah, this side was pretty good and fuzzied up. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see all of these little fuzzies. It sucks when this happens, but at the same time, like, it is what it is, man. Just sand them nice and smooth and move on with your life. Customers will be happier because obviously they're not gonna have weird, fuzzy sanding scratches in their nice Suburban, you know what I mean? just take my sweet time and make sure it looks right. And these jitterbugs, man, you can get these anywhere. And you can just buy the Kovacs, you know, backer here and the paper if you want to. I know this one's kind of expensive, but I'm gonna tell you right now, if you do spend the money on it, you're not gonna regret it. It works fantastic. I use it for this, I use it for sanding and buffing, I mean everything. Hard to reach. Hard to sand in areas. It works really nice too. Okay, go around here and see if there's any more. It's like, since you're already sanding, you make sure that you get it all, you know. Oh, there's some in there. Oh yeah, I see some right down there. See, in them little cracks and crevices, this little guy will get in there and sand them up nice. Honestly, this is one of my favorite sanders. And I know back in the day, jitterbugs were pretty popular, and nowadays, not a lot of people use them, which I don't quite understand, but they fell out of fashion for a while. Okay. And again, I'm gonna take this out of the booth. I'm gonna go blow it off. Weird spot here. Once I get it clean too, I'll double check everything and see if there's any that I missed. And before we spray base, guys, we are going to do the static gun again. Just make sure everything is good. I'll probably tack rag this cover over here, simply because I am sanding in here, which some people would say is a no-no, but it's fine. All right, I'm gonna take that out of the booth and clean it up. Like I said, guys, this is just the Kovacs BA. B as in boy, A as in apple, BA sander. Works really nice. I really enjoy it. All right, so that bumper is ready to rock and roll. I've got my color in this gun, just the new 4600. The DVR base cap, got my Lumalite because it is red. Just helps me to see coverage. What we're gonna do first and foremost is get some base coat blender on that, but before that, I'm gonna static gun all this stuff. Like I said, I just want it to stay as clean as it possibly can. Front of this. All right. Oh yeah, this gauge is broken. All right, just one coat on all the sanded areas. We'll dehydrate that, then we'll get into color. Just like that. Here's one thing to note, you guys, because I did sand this. That is black. This edge is black. This edge is black. In reality, you could go and mix GS908 as a base coat color. Dust some in there. I don't see a need for something so small. Some guys would even reseal. I mean, it's up to you. What I'm going to do, and the reason why I'm using that Lumilight, is I just want to make sure that I see my coverage, right? So this color really matches well with this dark gray. These little spots of black might take one extra coat to cover, but everywhere where it's important, like these edges, it's all still just that solid gray. So I'm not worried about it. If I have to do one extra coat there, not the end of the world, and we'll do that. So let's go ahead and get some color spraying. I love spraying red. There's something about it, just hits you in the feel good, you know. 22, yeah, it feels good. All right, let's go ahead. I'm gonna probably just blow some air over this. Get this blender to dehydrate here, because this bumper, I've just got it on this one section, so. But you can see how that blender fills all those scratches and literally just gives you that same uniform color. That's why I sprayed it on there. Let's go ahead, we'll get a little bit of base on and make it happen. Good. Alright, for this one I'm gonna grab my blowgun and just get that a little bit drier. Oh, and you know what I just seen? I must have ran my sealer right there, so that's gonna be another fun one. God, everything today is just not going well, is it? Yeah, I must have sagged my sealer just a little right there. You see that teeny tiny sag? Darn it, I'm gonna have to fix that. It's all going south. Man, some days just be like that, you know what I mean? You just think everything's going pretty well, you take your time, and just one thing after another. So we'll get it sorted. You know, being a painter is a lot like that meme where the dog is sitting there and it says this is fine and the house is on fire. Let me know in the comments if y'all can relate to that, because boy, that's how I feel most days. Feel like everything's always on fire. We're just floating along. But, you know, it's not about all the bad things. It's what you do in those situations that matter. So we'll fix it, move on with our lives, and just make sure that this job comes out how we want it, you know? All right, and a simple solution to that is to just get some air movers on it. I got a coat of base on everything, so get some air blowing over this. Get that good and dehydrated. Anytime, hold on. Anytime you've got a sand base coat, I'll tell you right now, it's not fun to sand, but thankfully it's just this edge. And I know it's sealer, but anytime you have to sand base coat, it's not fun. I use that Kovac, that 800 grit. I'll go in little circular motions. It's not gonna take a whole heck of a lot to smooth this out. I might end up taking the thing off, and I don't know yet. We're just gonna see. We're gonna see, because I'm sure you guys can see that on GoPro. It goes from like right here to way over here. So I don't know. We'll see. This is fine. This is fine. All right. So got that fixed up. Unfortunate, but you know. Again, today is just the day that keeps on giving. So we're gonna get a second coat on this, and yeah, this wasn't too bad. I just used that 800 grit, my hard block, came right out. Let it dry real good. I went and ate lunch, so yeah, let's go ahead and get a second coat on all this beautiful stuff. I'm gonna have to do 3 here. That's all right. Righty. I don't know if you can see, but this light allows me to see where that little black spot is, so I can make sure that I get coverage on it. Same thing with this edge. Yes, sir. Yeah, tip this bumper down so I can get that front lip. I'll show you. This lip right here. pain in the butt. Nothing worse than having bad coverage right there, because then you're trying to cut it in and just silly. Alright, so that is 2 nice coats of base. We'll go hit a flash cycle. Matter of fact, real quick, I'm gonna just blow a little air. Get one more where I know I need it. Okay. Same thing on this part. This should be starting to dehydrate. Starting to. I don't want to get another sag there, so I'm going to just blow some air over it until I see it really flashing off. But I already know, I could see the black spot right there. I know I'm going to need to get some coverage here. Okay. Some more air. The rest of this looks real good. It's just one spot right here. I know it's harder than heck to see it on GoPro, but I promise you there's one spot right there. And now we're covered. Alright guys, so that's coverage coats. Those are all done. Everything's good. I'm gonna go mix up. I need to mix up like 8 more ounces, and I'm gonna over reduce my base coat because I'm in a control coat with this next little amount. And yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit the flash cycle, mix a little bit more paint, and we'll get in here, control coat this. Then we'll leave this alone. I'm gonna hit the flash for 20 minutes. Red, for whatever reason, just like black, takes a while to dry. So I'll leave it in here with the heat and the fans and give it that full 20 minutes after my control coat, and then we'll come in here and clear it, because I just want to make sure this stuff is good and dry before I spray clear on it. So, all right, I'll be right back. All right, guys, this is all dry. I am going to drop my pressure to 16 and control coat it. Yes, I still have a flash cycle going. It's set at 90 degrees. It's not too bad in here. So my my control coat will go just fine. All this stuff is nice and smooth anyway, so I'm gonna just quickly get this done, and then we'll hit another flash, let it sit for a while, then we'll clear it. So let's go. There we go. Do this last one. And notice, guys, I'm only doing really the visible surfaces. You don't need to worry about control coating all your edges and all that kind of stuff. It's not necessary. You just want to do everything that's visible, right? Control coat just smooths out all these pearls, all the metallics, whatever is in your paint. Just smooths it all out. And this is strictly a waterborne base coat thing. In solvent, you could do an orientation coat, but it's a little bit of a wetter coat. This one's pretty dry. You can see all this stuff is nice and silky smooth. I'll go reset the flash, get it to just flash it nice and dry, and then we'll get 2 coats of clear on it and call it a day. And this just goes to show, like, when things start to go wrong, don't panic. It happens to everybody. I'm actually glad that it happened on this job, because it was a good way for me to show you guys that, you know, stuff doesn't always go perfect, but you can fix it along the way to win in the end, right? So like this bumper had all those fuzzies on it, and now it's just, I mean, it's damn near perfect. It looks great. And that little access cover had that sag on it, and now it's gone. You know, just this is what makes a good painter compared to what everybody likes to call an applicator. Is you need to know how to fix all of these issues that arise in the booth, like on the fly, and not just throw away your whole day and ruin your whole day because something went wrong. It is what it is, man. It happens to everybody. It's the same concept for life, you know. When one thing goes wrong, don't burn everything else down because you're frustrated with one small issue. Just take care of it, move on. Not a big deal. All right, guys, I'll see you in just a second when we're ready to make these nice and slick. All right, after all that, we have finally reached the fun part, and that's spraying clear. Now, this could go south too. I'm gonna cross my fingers that it doesn't, but you know, it just is what it is. If it does, we'll fix it. If not, we'll do a happy dance and move on to the next job, you know? But I've got the 4600 DVR Clear Pro Cap. It's 1.2, 28 PSI. Let's just get her done, huh? Let's go. right, that is one coat. I mean, this go around, everything looks great, thankfully. Like I said, guys, like things just go wrong. It's all about how you recover and how you react to it. I didn't panic. Just handle my business. Oh, moving the microphone. Didn't panic. Just handle my business. Everything now looks awesome. The only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tip this bumper up because of those sensor holes. I'm not trying to run those. That's never fun to fix. There we go. It always tends to run off of these sensors, so I'm going to let this stuff get nice and sticky. Yeah, we don't got too much buildup on them right now, so I'm not going to overload them yet. We go mix a little bit of clear. I will bring you guys back in after my second coat is finished. I don't like to bore you guys watching 2 coats of clear lay down. It's just kind of redundant. So let me spray my second coat and we'll wrap this one up. All right, so this is after 2 coats. Everything is nice and glassy. Thankfully, see, nice and smooth. Walk by all these parts. This is the one that had all those fuzzies on it, and now is a nice shade of glassy, so I'm happy with that. I don't want to get too close and like something go wrong, because that's just how this day has been, but that's all right. And I need to reiterate, guys, like, don't stress when things go wrong. This doesn't just apply in here in the paint booth. It applies in the shop and life. When one thing goes wrong, take a step back, assess, make sure you have a solution or attempt to find a solution, and fix it and move on. If I was panicked, I mean, I could have made a big mess of today, but you know, I just, all right, walk away, let it dry, go work on something else, think about something else for a little bit, and then it's like, oh yeah, I need to go fix that. Cool. Come back with a fresh mind, handle it, and it all worked out. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was pretty fun to have something different for a change, something go pretty south, but not horribly. So anyway, I'm gonna keep making these videos, guys. I hope you guys are enjoying them. Links to tools and spray guns and stuff you see in these videos is down below. If you aren't subscribed, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It really does help. And like and share the video if you got any good information out of this. So yeah, until next time, see you.